Hello, hello. Just gonna let everyone pile on in. Got some important news tonight, so I'll be sharing that shortly. If you are watching the video or the playback right now, Discord link is in the description below. It's also on my channel page too. That's right, I have a Discord now. So hopefully I set up the Discord correctly, but you guys can start joining. So now we can start building our own little community. I hope it doesn't get overrun by bots or nefarious characters. Gonna try to keep it as close to home as possible. You guys know me, I'm not really one to, you know, flaunt or try to advertise, but the Discord link is up, so you guys may start joining. Other than that, I wanted to discuss my trading for today. My trades are locked and loaded and already fired. So this is what we're looking at. Sitting on NVIDIA calls, and I am also sitting on my Fortinet calls. One with the 44 DTE. Broke my rules a little bit. So yeah, I don't want to go further into it. Just gonna wait for everyone to pile on in. But yeah. Tried out a new thumbnail too for my live streams. Thought it'd be better to switch it up. It's kind of getting sick of the old one. Plus, I think the new one's a little bit more eye popping, so more than likely people are going to click on it. So yeah. So like I said, I bought NVIDIA and Fortinet. I did not enter Trade Desk, as I said last night. So I'm in those two, and then the other two, or Trade Desk, I'm just going to keep an eye on it. That's just a stock I suggested, right? So again, not financial advice. But Fortinet's up 1% after hours. Kind of randomly shot up here, so it's probably on low volume, so it'll probably knock back down by the morning. So far, we're sitting right on that 9 SMA. Tends to hold this support. We'll see if it does. If not, we'll probably come down to 59, which is kind of a big drop here, but Fortinet did move up. Again, we're running this right into earnings, so next Tuesday, we're going to have earnings on Fortinet. And then right after that, I think we have Trade Desk on the 15th, and then we have NVIDIA on the 21st. NVIDIA is going to be the big dog. So again, I'm holding NVIDIA until the 29th. And of course, Fortinet, same thing, 29th. And then Trade Desk, I would hold it if I were buying it to the 29th. So yeah, I just wanted to go over my entries today. I know you guys all like that. And I also wanted to notify you guys about my Discord channel. So I put the link in the description. Let me go check if it's working. Let me go to my live stream and check. Um, it should be working. Yeah, just jump in. It's a brand new channel, so it's pretty bare bones. But I just put like a general chat in there, a chat for showing your trades and whatnot, and then I have another chat for showing my own trades. So I pretty much made it pretty simple setup. Another chat for showing my own trades. So I pretty much made it pretty simple setup. Oh, now I'm playing back my own voice. Give me 1 second. Yeah, so it should be there. See if this Discord does work. Yeah, it does work. Okay. So the link is working. Hey, Lawrence. Greetings. Hope you had a nice day. I had a pretty decent day. It was very, very busy. Very busy today. So I had a nice day. Got my trades in. I set up the Discord. Changed my thumbnail. I wanted to change the thumbnail to my live stream. I thought my old one was kind of getting a little repetitive, and well, I needed something more eye popping. And yeah. So today I'm gonna go over my trades. I just want to wait for more people to come in. I feel like I start talking way too early, and then by time like we get the crowd in here, I'm already like beating a horse with a just beating a dead horse with the same old information I just shared. Um, but yeah, so I kind of entered early today. I got in around 10 o'clock, I think, on my trades. I know I was gonna wait until after, towards the end of the day, but I'm I don't think it really would have made much of a difference because I'm up $5 on my Fortinet trade from buying this morning, and my Nvidia trade is only down like 2%. I'm down $82, but that's like 2% on an option, which is like peanuts. I mean that move is like 2%. An option can go down 2% in 5 minutes, so I'm not really. So basically, where I bought, it's pretty much flat. I'm not really worried about it. Question: you seemed interested in Hershey setup. What changed your mind? Oh yeah. I backtested Hershey. I don't know if you were in the stream when I did it, but I backtested it and the returns were not worthwhile. I don't even think it returned 100%. And if it did, it was for like 1 year back in like 2018 or something. Um, so yeah, the stock just doesn't move enough. And that's what I've noticed, like backtesting. Usually, the technology names and, you know, the higher market cap names tend to return more just because, the higher beta stocks too. With options to get a nice return, you need a high beta or a higher than normal beta to capture those returns. The higher the return, you overcome that theta burn, and there's implied volatility, which is natural with a higher beta stock like technology stocks. But that's the reason why I didn't go with Hershey. I did back test it. I think I back tested it on my stream on the 2nd. I think that was the last time I streamed, so it was a pretty while. It was a while ago. So yeah. So this is what we're looking at so far for the trades. You can see I entered right around like 9:47. So that's it. That's all she wrote, folks. Here, I'll collapse it down so you can see it better. Sold my Fang. Sold that for a loss. I think I sold that for a 50% loss. So you can see right here on this line, Fang. I lost $350 on that trade. So it is what it is. And then I have my Fortinet, which is pretty much flat, $5, and then Netflix, which is up or down 82. Netflix is down 2.84%. But you can see where I got in. Got filled at 29.10 and 405. So not bad. wanted to go over Trade Desk was doing much better earlier today, and then it reversed. Netflix, again, if you were following the Netflix trade, would have been a good month. So let's clear out this chart. Let me take off. I like to start out with no indicators here. So I entered here, and I did exit up here. I exited on the 24th on the earnings, but I exited at around like 557, maybe 556. I should have held. If I held until the 31st today, I think I would have made around like 8 grand. Or no, I would have made like 6,000 in profit. So I would have squeezed out like an extra $1,000 in profit if I held. But you know, hindsight's always 2020, and still made money from Netflix. But again, this is an ideal month, right? You enter on the 2nd, you wait, little earnings come in, you pop, you sell, and you know, I took this trade. I didn't even look at one indicator. I didn't look at anything other than seasonality and knowing price levels, right? And even the price levels, I don't base my trades off of, but I can see where price is most likely going to reject and support, right? That's the only reason why I look at levels. I don't take trades based off of support and resistance. So just shows you that if you follow seasonality and like human behavior, right? Netflix is usually a more used service at this time of the year because it's winter. Most people are inside, right? It's cold out. They want to watch TV shows. They end up subscribing more to Netflix, which goes into their earnings. And when they have good earnings and guidance, their stock price goes up, right? So this is how I trade, right? This is more like a fundamental way of trading, which I think is why it works so well. Because most people on YouTube, at least from what I could tell, they purely look at charts. Now I love charts just as much as a technical analysis trader, which I don't think there's many of them out there that are consistently profitable. I love visual displays of data, but you got to look within the data. You got to look within the numbers to really find out your edge. Okay, I think I had to leave out early that day. Feel cold feet with some of these names. They already went up 20% past 60 days. Yeah. I mean, like, I had someone else mention that Nvidia, it's gone up so much since the beginning of the year, right? It broke this $500 level right here, and it just didn't look back. And yeah, could Nvidia be looking to, come down and retrace a little bit, maybe come down to 500? Sure, that can easily happen. But the market can beat your expectations. It will keep going. I'm not saying this will keep going, but most people would think, oh, it went up 25% within a few weeks. It's going to pull back. Well, not necessarily. What's the saying? The market could stay irrational for longer than you can stay rational. I forgot the market. Yeah. The market could stay irrational longer than you could stay solvent. So, just because the Nvidia in this case has moved up a lot doesn't mean it's going to stop. So, that's why when I take my trades, yeah, looking at what happened recently, like in the past couple months, is important. But I try to stick with my data and my back testing, and I stick to my guns on that based off of my back testing. Here's another thing that a lot of people don't point out. I'm going to remove my drawings here. Nvidia just made a new high, right? Like pretty much this month. If you look back to when Nvidia breaks its previous high and closes, it typically continues that trend. So, I mean, I can find an example like right here. So you had a high set here and you broke down, right? And then look what happened. Nvidia ran up, ran up, ran up, right? Broke new all-time high. I mean, it did it back here, but it didn't close. It broke it and closed. That's the important part, right? You can break it. If you don't close above it, then, you know, and I'm going from the candle bodies. Um, but we broke the new high here, closed at a new high on the month. And look what happened. Look what proceeded. And most people think, oh, it's already extended. Don't buy it. But no, it's like buy it because look what happened. 21%, 21%, 7%, 11%. I mean, 26%. It just keeps going, right? I'm not saying that's going to happen here, right? We can reverse down, but I mean, you got to follow your data. And my data says that NVIDIA typically does well in February. And NVIDIA's in price discovery right now. So when most people are thinking, oh, it's too high, you know, I'm thinking the opposite now. I'm thinking, oh, you know what? Maybe it's not too high. Maybe this thing could run up to $700 by February, end of this month, right? Or end of February. So we'll see. And again, like nothing's, you can have a piece of news that comes out that sends the markets flying, and vice versa, send the markets crashing. Um, with trading, you have to embrace the uncertainty. When you embrace the uncertainty and manage your risk, that's when you can become profitable. When you're getting nervous or you're looking at one key piece of information to decipher your exit and entry, you could find yourself, making mistakes. So, congrats on your trade. I let the 500 level scare me. That's okay. Listen, Nvidia is an expensive trade. How much did I spend on this contract? I spent $2,910 getting into this trade. So most people don't have that kind of money laying around. At least that kind of money laying around to risk. I do. And that's why I'm able to do it. And that's the other reason why I share, smaller trades like Fortinet, which are much cheaper. They're a fraction of the cost. But thanks, Lawrence. We'll see how this month goes. I trust my data. My risk is managed. That's it. Just sit back and, well, not sit back. I'm working and going to school at the same time. But, as far as the trade goes, it's a swing position, which means I put it on and I walk away from my desk. Although I never walk away from my desk. So if you think Starbucks will hit 95, that's what I thought today. Is Starbucks still at like that $100 level, or did they have a stock split? Because I feel like Starbucks has been at $100 for like forever. What's this? Okay, I'm not wrong. It has been here forever. Yeah, it gets up into this like $100, 110. Yeah, it gets up into this like 112 area and resists and comes back down. This thing's coiling up soon. This thing is ready to probably start making new highs here soon. How's the volume looking? Yeah, volume's starting to increase here. They're starting to accumulate. So this Starbucks is probably going to start moving up. Actually, I want to look at the seasonality now on Starbucks. And what would you know? February is not an awesome month for Starbucks, but look at March, 80%. Which makes sense. This thing's probably going to trade flat for February, maybe go up a little bit. And then by March, Starbucks is probably going to be breaking this like downtrend that it's got going on here. Maybe like even like that. So look out for Starbucks in March. And of course, July and November. Still happy I'm long stock Nvidia. There you go. That's smart. You can also like if you have if you're not willing to go into options, you can always just use seasonality to buy regular shares of stock too. Right? Like the way I would do it, like if I wanted to buy Nvidia as a long-term investor, I mean right now Nvidia just keeps going up, but if I just look at the seasonality on Nvidia, like I would want to buy it probably like in June and October, January, hell, even March and April, right? I would want to buy it when it's below like 60%, 50%. You buy into that discounted level, and as soon as it goes back up, you're making money. You actually decrease your risk when you enter at a lower price, right? So, thoughts on Google? Well, I know they got hit hard today on earnings. A lot of the tech stocks took a hit. Um, I know Microsoft took a hit too. They tried recovering this morning. It was funny. Microsoft dumped, went back up. It made a new all-time high today, and then dumped again. I didn't even know it went back down after today. But yeah, man, that's volatility for you. And let's look at the VIX right now. Look at the VIX, 7%. VIX is going up, and I know I like when the VIX spikes, right? Because that means that there's discounted prices and that money's leaving the market, which isn't good for me. But once that VIX spikes and starts to slowly draw back down, that's where the money really is made. So, but the VIX is pretty much trading sideways, if anything. It's just oscillating. Um, Google, yeah, man. But look where Google landed. I'm just going to put on a weekly chart here. I'm going to show a little volume profile analysis here. I'll just draw up my levels here, right on the weekly chart. Boom, boom, boom. If you don't believe in volume profile, I'll even take this back to like this range back here, and you can still see that volume profile. It's still marking that level right there. So you got a little level right there. Okay. Let's go to daily. Delete the volume profile now, and then we can look at the levels. Yeah, it just smashed right through 140. That's a pretty big drop. So what are my thoughts on this? Well, it's definitely a good buy for the long term if you believe in Google. One other thing I like to do to measure how far down we are is look at the monthly chart. Actually, yeah, look at the monthly chart and then put up like a 9 SMA on the monthly. I like to use an SMA on the monthly because every time, if you look back through history, every time we get at or below the 10 SMA or I mean the 9 SMA here, it's usually a good buy. So right now we're actually pretty high up still. But if we start getting back to like 130, I'd be looking to buy Google for a long-term play. Hell, even an option play. Especially if you can get below that 130 SMA. Well, what I'm referring to is the SMA is at $130 right now. That's going to change by tomorrow. It's going to go up a little bit more. But actually I could look at it on a 20. No, I can't. Okay. So yeah, Google could be looking to sell off a little bit more. As far as the more macro or micro levels that I would be looking at, let's see what we got here. 137, point of control is at 131. You got support here down at 122, a little bit more here at 120 and 116. So yeah, I'd be looking, I mean, you can even argue that there's a level right here at like 138. I see some support and resistance right at 138. If not, then definitely at 137. This is a pretty big gap too. Like this is a huge gap on Google. So we could be looking to, come down into this area and then come back up to fill this gap, right? So See. We will see. We can also look at Google on seasonality. And what would you know? Google Google typically underperforms in February, and it may be living up to that name for this month. Oddly enough, January is actually a pretty good month for Google, which it was. It was a good month. Let's put our vertical line here. So if I put a vertical line from January 2nd, I mean, you were up 11%. Earnings came out and demolished you. See, that's the risk of earnings, right? That could have happened to me with Netflix, right? Netflix could have went the complete other way, and I would have had a loser for the month. That's why you got to manage your risk. You got to be willing to lose 100% of what you put into a call option or any option. This is a good example of that. So, but definitely a good level to be looking at to buy if you think it's going to go up more. So if you guys haven't seen already, I added the Discord server into the description. I'll also post it in the chat here. Let me get it. Invite people. Copy. It's completely free, of course. It's a bare bones channel. So put that there. I'll pin this message. I hate this freaking YouTube chat. It does not work. Come on, man. Pin. There we go. So if you want to join, we have literally all I have on this channel right now is just like a chat, a general chat, a members trade chat where you can post your trades, and then a little channel for my own trades that you can look at. It's like a view only channel. Um, so yeah, I've gotten a lot of requests to start a Discord, so I finally did it. I've actually had this Discord for a little while. I just finally made it public and tweaked all the settings today. There's probably still stuff I have to work on with it, but it's good enough for now, I think. But I have a couple mods in there already, so that's all taken care of. Yeah. So I'm not going to stream too long tonight. I'll probably go on for another 30 minutes or so. I do have to get some work done. Actually, a decent amount of work done tonight, so for school. So that's going to be fun. But I thought I'd jump on stream since it's the turn of the month. And typically this is my busy time for my trading. Looks like Nvidia's moving up higher into aftermarket. Or post-market, I should say. So is Fortinet's just chopping around there. Do I think Neo's done? I don't know. Let's go check on Neo. um, I know Neo's a very popular stock, but it's one of those stocks that it's a Chinese stock, so I don't think it's going to be around much longer. If you know what I mean. Um, do I think it's done? I mean, it's down 38% for January. That's not good. What's the strategy on this thing? I don't know. Buy puts every month. Like literally just short it down to zero. I don't touch this stock at all. It's got good seasonality in June. Is that actually like June and July, it's pretty good. Let's go track every June. Yeah. Buy Neo in June. That's all I'm gonna say. Oh, do you see if you join the Discord, you're gonna be the first YouTube viewer to join. Maybe I'll make a badge for you. Just as a you'll get like the #1 badge or something. But yeah. Definitely come on in. I thought it'd be a good area to like the Discord would be good for all you guys to talk to each other, share ideas. You know, the only spot I can really talk to you guys at is on my YouTube comment section and in here on the live stream. So it's probably good to have a little another way to communicate. Trying to convince myself that Tesla's forming a bottom, not enough data post earnings drop. Yeah, man, Tesla has been taking it to the chin a little bit recently. I mean, it's really not down that much. Um, Compared to like earlier in the year, but man, this thing keeps making new lower lows. Lower highs, lower lows, not looking good. Tesla, yeah, man. Like I don't touch this thing until July or June. So, yeah, so wait, I had this. Okay. There we go. So yeah, Tesla taking it to the chin right now. I mean, this thing's been chopping around since what? 2020? November 2020. So, are you in? I don't see you. It doesn't say you're in. Maybe it just takes a minute for it to upload. Um, so let's throw up like a volume profile here on Tesla. We're below the point of control, so starting to get some bag holders in this thing. A lot of bag holders at 230. Looks like next major support is 142. I don't think it's going to go this low unless there's something catastrophic going on with the company. But that's what we're looking at for Tesla. Let's throw this on a daily for a moment. I mean, there's definitely something else going on here. You do have a gap to the upside now on Tesla. Oh yeah, Tesla definitely has great volatility for sure. What I would be watching for right here is for it to start getting above its 9 SMA. I mean, you got a lot of volume coming in right here. A lot of volume came in here after earnings. Did you reject that? Yikes. May have rejected that somehow. Right here. Damn. Oh man, how many months has this thing gone down? It had 2 good months previously. 3.5 and 19%. let me see the server settings. Maybe I have to. All right. What I will be doing is making sure this channel is set up correctly. So, all right. So that's about it for what I'm doing with NVIDIA, Fortinet, Trade Desk. Did anyone else put in good trades today? Did anyone even go into NVIDIA or like Fortinet? I don't know if you guys participated in any trades. I like that you're looking at other stocks like Google and Starbucks. That stuff's good. Oh, there we go. Now it's working. All right, I got a couple of you guys in now. Do I have to set you? See, now I have to add you to a member. There we go. Member. So I gotta be mindful of updating your guys' stuff. So yeah, if you look at the Discord, it's got a trading floor, a members trade, so you guys can share your trades with each other and ideas, and then swing edge trades, which is my trades, right? So anything that I'm doing, I'll post in there. So it's a good way to just stay in touch while I'm off stream and away from my YouTube channel. Yeah. I'm not selling anything. I don't really see any point in doing that. I already make enough money from trading on my own. Um so yeah. I will say this though, my time is my time is limited. So like what I put into my channel so far is what I'm willing to do. You know, if you guys are forcing me to do more, then I'd probably have to start charging because I don't have much more time to do recreational stuff. But I'm not planning on selling anything, so don't worry. Nope. Spent some time trying to find other symbols, trying to get in. Look at Fortinet. I'm telling you. This is I don't know how much you're trying to spend, but this position was $400. So $400 to get in. Yeah, and then like that's another thing. Like if you don't know what to buy because it's like too expensive, like Nvidia, let's say. I mean, that's another thing with the Discord. That's another reason why I made it, so you could share ideas with each other. Like you guys can talk in there 24/7. So the only thing with the Discord is I hope like bots um or I hope no bots or any nefarious characters get in there and start messing up stuff for everyone else. So really hoping that doesn't happen. And also let me know if you guys in the future you see like messages and stuff from spammers or scammers. Because I've been in other discords and you start getting messages from people you've never heard of and they're all bots and they're just trying to get your money. I got in XOM last month, still below water but trying to come back up, letting it run for a while longer. XOM, Exxon, right? Isn't that Exxon? Exxon Mobil. Let's go check it out. Do a little analysis on it. Oil's been going up, which kind of annoyed me because Fang is a oil sector stock or energy sector stock, and I mean it kind of went up since pretty much like what XOM did here. It went up since like, the 22nd. Obviously XOM went up a lot more, which is nice. Let's look at seasonality here. Yeah, 68 April, November. XOM is such an old stock that it seems like March and April are really good for XOM. Hell, even June and July. Let's bring it down to like a 10-year. Yeah, April. April's sticking out. March, April. You could argue February, but I'd say more so March and April. So you got in last month. Um, yeah. If you can get out for break even or for a little loss, I'd take it. Yeah, well, that's the other thing with the Middle East. Like, that's a catalyst, right? So if something happens, I'm surprised oil didn't shoot up higher with what happened over the weekend with Jordan. Um, but, that didn't happen. Nothing happened as far as big spikes in price. The other thing is the US doesn't rely on the Middle Eastern oil so much anymore, and we have so much natural gas. So, like, the dynamics of the energy market have changed over the past, like, 10, 15 years. So, got to be careful with playing oil. It's a whole different animal compared to equities. I'm sorry if you guys hear people in the background. Um, I do live with other people, so it can get loud sometimes and very obnoxious, and it kind of annoys me. So, but we'll try to ignore it. No, just S Books and Google. So you're in those two? Nice. FTNT got some options already on the stock. Nice. Nice. Did you get a good price on it? I got 400, so I'm pretty much flat on my position. I entered at 405. I have to keep adding the members tag on there. There we go. Looked at Starbucks today, but thought it saved it for another month. Yeah, Starbucks I would definitely hold off on. I mean, it could do good. I mean, any stock can do good in any month, but from what I'm looking at here, especially on like a 10-year back test, it seems like Starbucks consistently does well in March. I would definitely save it for March. Hell, I even may look at Starbucks for March as like a alternative trade, a cheaper trade. I would back test it first though to make sure that the returns are worthwhile because you could have a high monthly performance, but the return is like 20% on an option, and that's not worth the risk, right? So up a few bucks as I bought when the stock fell this morning. Oh, nice, nice. So you bought into some discount. Yeah, so we did have a little bit of a dip on at the wrong stock. Here we go. Yeah, we did have a nice little dip, right? So I got in around like 947, I think. I got in like right around here at like 64.40. Um, but yeah, nice buying into that discount. I love buying into discounts the best. Let me pop out this chat. Let me do this. I do not like the YouTube um streaming platform. It is like just like the settings and stuff, they're not good. Like the way they design and lay out everything, it could be done much much better. But it is what it is. See a little space like mine. Yeah, exactly. DC. That's the whole point of me creating the channel. I don't think I have Thinkorswim. My Fidelity account doesn't have a good system to do this type of backtest. I need to figure out another method. I don't. I think you can open up a Thinkorswim account. I don't even think you have to put money into it. Just try setting up a brokerage account, and then see if you can get access to the on-demand platform. I'm pretty sure it's free. I always try to provide free resources for you guys. But the Thinkorswim, you definitely have to set up an account. You have to open up a brokerage account with them. You may even need to deposit some money. I'm not sure how that works, but don't hold me to it. Do your own research. But Fidelity's all right, but I definitely, for backtesting purposes, this on-demand section at the top right, this is where the money's made. This is how I make my money. Click this button to make money and backtest, literally. Oh man, all right. If you guys haven't already, make sure you hit the like button too. That would be like a huge help for me. Try to spread the stream across the YouTube platform. Grow the channel a little bit. Get some more people in here. I know there's a lot of people out there that are trying to make money and learn and educate themselves, and there's just so many scammers and like bad actors just wait to pounce on your wallet. Obviously I'm not one of those guys, so I've only been transparent since day one. It makes things easier being transparent and honest, right? You don't have to you can sleep easy at night. How did you do last month? Oh, AP. It's nice to see you again. We did very good last month. Here's my profits on Netflix. $5,093 year to date. Year to date, obviously, for the 1 month so far this year. Yeah, did really good. I think it's about a 250% return. I think I made. Frat house might as well be. Yeah. Thanks, AP. How much I invest? I could find out my buy price. Let's go to January 2nd when I bought my Netflix options. So I invested $1,972. And then I sold that same option on. I did sell it early because I sold it right after earnings came out because I thought the stock would reverse, which was kind of a bad thing because if I sold it today instead of on earnings, I think I would have been up. I don't even want to look at it because it kind of makes me jealous, but I would be up. I bought what, a 490? 490. Yeah, I would have been up like another 700, about $500 or so. If I sold it like 2 days ago, I would have been up like another 1,000. But you can't be perfect in this market. So, but yeah, I invested, like 2,000 something, 1,972. Sold it for 7,000. So $5,093 profit. And then I was in Fang as well. That was like my secondary trade, very small position. I I lost $350 on that. That was a loser. And then for this month, I'm in Nvidia and Fortinet. I'm in those two. So far, we're doing pretty good this year. I haven't been posting videos. I've just been doing live streams now. I've been finding the live streams much more fulfilling and enjoyable. Plus, it's easier to talk to you guys as I'm going. And now we got the Discord. So if you guys haven't seen the Discord, I pinned it in the chat, and it's also in the description of my live stream right here. Join the Discord. It's completely free. And we already got a few people in there, so I'm just adding you guys as members every time you join. So, yeah, I set up a trading floor so you guys can talk to each other. I set up a members trade channel so you can share your own trades and screenshots and whatever, your ideas. And then I have my own Swing Edge trade channel where, or trade chat where I just share my own trades. It's kind of it's a locked out chat, so only I can speak in it. So yeah. For February, I picked Hershey and Fortinet. Hershey. I stayed away from Hershey, man. Hey, you may do all right with it, but the returns just weren't there. Fortinet, though, I think you'll do well with Fortinet. I hope, because I'm in Fortinet too. But Hershey, I did the back testing. It just wasn't good enough for my liking. I thought there were better options out there. So are you guys liking the live stream stuff more, like compared to the videos? I feel like the videos are just so like analog, and if anything, they're more time consuming for me because I gotta come up with an idea, talk about it within like 10, 15 minutes, write up a thumbnail, write up a description, do the whole shebang. Opposed to just doing a live stream, I just click one button and I'm here. So, you like the live streams? Cool. Cool. Because I like the live streams a lot more. And the live streams may give me less exposure compared to my videos, but I'm not really worried about exposure. I'm not trying to make money off this channel. This is more of a hobby, recreational thing for me. Is there any way to place a stop on your monthly swing trades? Yeah, you could. You could place a stop order on a trade, on an option. I don't, but if you want to, go ahead. If you want to put a stop loss at 50%, 75%, whatever it may be. Personally, I just my stop is the risk within the trade. So I think I've said that about a million times. But good question. An important question for sure. You should do a Thinkorswim class. Show us how to use it. I did a video on how to use on demand. So if you scroll through my channel, I show how to backtest in Thinkorswim. So I already did a video on that, and I'm sure there's plenty of content out there already about Thinkorswim, how to use it, customizing it. There are way better videos with way more information than I can ever offer on YouTube. So, but yeah. But if you have a question, a specific question during my live stream or in the Discord, I'll more than happily answer it for you on the fly. But as far as doing like a class or something, there's plenty of content out there already made for you guys. So from other people. Just looking. Oh, I missed your message, DC. Sorry, I'm looking for S-Bucks to hit 95, and I'm out. Are you? Let's see. My God, what the hell happened to this? What is this? What is that gain? Okay. Oh, earnings. Okay, well, that makes more sense. So you shot up like 4% this morning on earnings and completely reversed it? God, dude. See, this is something... Oh man, that sucks. This is something that would happen to me. This is something that would happen to me right here, but it didn't. Oh man, I'm sorry if you're in this right now. Um, that's a very funky looking candle. Oh, and you barely filled the gap too. You had a gap like right here. I'll turn off this magnet. You have a gap like right here. You don't actually have a gap. It's filled. What am I? What am I drunk? Uh, man, that's rough. Yeah, S Bucks again. Like, what does it do in January? It does nothing, like it already did this January. Choppiness, and down. Choppiness is just as destructive for an option as it going against you as far as the price direction goes. Um, so yeah, that sucks. Why did it pop and drop like that? Probably just because of the Fed or something. Or is there any news? Starbucks says impacts of boycotts and China. Oh, China. They're having problems with China. Well, there you go. That's why I try to stay away from stocks that have exposure. I mean, every stock has exposure to China, but like Neo or something like that, like a Chinese company. Nah, I don't even look at it. I mean, will look at it if you guys ask about it, but I wouldn't touch it with a 10-foot pole. Um, man, that sucks. That sucks with that Starbucks. I think there's better months ahead for Starbucks, like March. You know what? I kind of want to backtest Starbucks for March. Let me see something. Yeah, the gains are kind of like, the gains are mediocre. Actually, November's a very good month for Starbucks. If I'm gonna touch Starbucks, like actually put real money to it, I'd be looking at November. Man, look at the returns for November. The returns and the performance is great, right? You got high returns, a median return of almost 7%, and look at the monthly performance on this thing. 80%. So, uh, July, even April's not bad either. April's not horrible. Look at GE, a name you wouldn't think about. I don't think about that one. I know March is still out there. ANET seems all right. We'll catch up on that. So let's look at GE. GE. I haven't looked at this stock in a while. Oh, this is, man, this thing's on a tear. You know what the great thing? I love the low IV stocks like GE because you can have like a 5% move and make like 100% on an options trade, right? Like what's the IV on GE right now? Oh, it's actually not. I thought it'd be lower. Wow. Okay, maybe I am wrong. Let's actually let me look at it on this. Yeah, 23%, which is on the lower side, but that's actually like pretty high for a stock like GE. I mean, it has been moving though. It has been moving recently, so that could be why it's higher. The IV's higher, but let's look at the seasonality. Yeah, February. Okay, February. Let's look at it on the performance as well. February median return. See, like that's why you got to be careful with seasonality, right? You can have good monthly performance, like oh yeah, February is the best month, but is it? Well, the median return in February is actually quite low. November is better. November is typically a great month for the stock market overall, so that's why a lot of stocks you see November and like January, like you could see some nice returns on average. November's good though. What's the performance in November? 63. I mean, the performance is kind of low, but the returns are good. No. GE, it's starting to get in the upper threshold here. All right, so gotta go shorter. GE just, dude, this YouTube chat keeps cutting off your guys' messages. Gotta go shorter. GE just turned a multi-year skid. Maintained overweight by Barclays. I mean, listen, I know like there's a lot of geopolitical stuff going on in the world right now, and like we might be on the verge of like World War III, but GE is one of those stocks that are deeply, deeply, deeply entrenched with the United States government. So if there's any military contracts that need to be fulfilled, guess who's taking it? GE. And they're right up there with Lockheed Martin and Boeing, and you can name the rest. So GE could be one of those stocks that continue to fly up. Right? And they pay, I thought their dividend yield was much higher. Wow. That dividend yield is like, I think Nvidia pays a higher dividend than that. All right, maybe not 0.03, but you get the point. ANET. Didn't we look at ANET? Arista. I think we looked at it for January, right? Like when we were doing the January analysis. We were, because I remember looking at this. Hey, it did well for January. Went up almost 10%, 9.84%. So seasonality is definitely there for ANET. They do have earnings coming out. Again, they do even better in March. Let's see how they are on unusual whales. Yeah, February. Oh, they do well in February too. Okay. But their returns are kind of lower. November's a great month for ANET. Again, November. Again, another stock that does well in November. Good stock though. It could. I mean, these gains are still great. 9%, 7%. Okay, 7%. You're teetering on the edge a little bit there, but I wouldn't touch ANET for February. What were you saying? Use it for March? Yeah. I think there's better trades for March, but it could be a good trade. ANET could be a good trade for March. Yeah. July, surprisingly, is another good month for a number of stocks. Yep. July is a great month for Tesla. Yeah. Oh, no. I'm sorry. I'm dyslexic. I'm not actually. Tesla does well in June, not July. But yeah, a lot of stocks do good in July as well. Once you get through May, sell in May and go away. The summer months are usually trading volumes are low. So with those low trading volumes, you're dealing with less volatility, more chop, which are not great for options buyers, better for options sellers. So, and then September's horrible. September, I don't even want to put on a trade. And if I do, it's probably going to be like a put. But we'll cross that bridge when we get there. We still got like, what, 6 months to go? No, 7. 7 months. July, the end of July, that's when I'd be. Or no, I'm mixing up. End of August. My brain isn't working. No, I bought Starbucks under 93. And this thing's rejecting its 9 SMA on the. Good entry. Great entry. I mean, this thing, that pop like that, how much volume is behind this? Oh my god, look at the amount of volume. I mean, how much? This is the highest volume we've seen since we sold off in May for Starbucks. That's a lot of volume. It's a lot of volume. Yeah, that could be signaling a reversal here, and you might be going back up. which makes sense because Starbucks typically does well in the spring, as we just saw on the seasonality charts. Oh man, I just had the stretch. I've been sitting all day. And when I say sitting, not sitting doing nothing, but sitting working. All right. So I'm going to be honest with NVIDIA for a moment. I'm expecting to be losing money on this trade. I know I put it on because I'm sticking to my analysis and my back testing. But NVIDIA is looking like it wants to take a little break and do something maybe like this. And just kind of hang out, maybe go higher by the time we get through earnings down here, right? So just watching this, but I'm expecting to be in a loss for NVIDIA. I expect to lose every month. It makes it easier for when you actually lose that you're already expecting it. So, but we'll see what happens with NVIDIA. Fortinet, I have more confidence in. It's always funny. Whatever I think the stock's going to do, it does the opposite. So I think NVIDIA is going to be lackluster, but it'll probably outperform. And then Fortinet, I think it's going to be better, and then it'll probably underperform. That's just how this stuff works. So yeah. You can also get a good gauge of what the market's going to do by just like looking at the overall market. Like we could look at the Qs here. You could just see February, the Qs actually underperform. June underperforms, and September underperforms. December too, which has me interested. What are we looking at here? Okay. But yeah, from what I've back tested and what I've researched so far, losing is just part of the game. You know, you got to be able to sustain losses and keep pushing ahead. So whenever I put on a trade, it's just like, all right, just another month. Like literally, like I'm like literally just better off just putting on the trade and not even looking at it, not even looking at the position until the last day of the month. And if that's what you have to do to not mess up your trade plan, then I guess you could do that. But I'm just a finance, accounting, stock nerd, so I like to watch it every day. But that's just me. So that's about it. So again, if you guys haven't joined yet, I have the Discord up. So I posted that in the pinned chat, and I also put in the description of this live stream. So if you want to join up. It's completely free. It's just a cool place to hang out, and like-minded individuals can talk to each other, share ideas. Yeah, that's pretty much it. So you guys saw my trades for the month. I bought 2 contracts of Fortinet and 1 contract of NVIDIA. So put about $3,700 Yeah, I'm risking about $3,700 this month. So if I get like an overall return of 100%, well, I just made $3,700 in extra income. Well, not income. Well, technically income, but not income. Made an extra $3,700 for the month. And if it goes to 200%, well, I'm making around 7,400, right? So we'll see how it goes. I'm gonna hop off, guys. It's starting to get a little late. Well, not really, but I have to get on with other work here. I will try to stream next week, pretty much tomorrow, Friday, and then into the weekend. I'm gonna be super busy with other stuff, school, work, and I am going snowboarding, so gonna have some fun. Take a little bit of R&R for a day or two, and then I will be back in full swing, no pun intended, probably by like the 6th, next Tuesday. I'll probably get a stream up by next Tuesday. So it's going to be about 6 days until I get back to you guys. Um, and yeah, I'll probably have to stream on Tuesday because Fortinet has earnings. So I definitely want to be sticking around for that. Keeping you guys updated and what I'm thinking about it and all that stuff. Maybe Tuesday, if time allows for it, I can stream when the earnings come out. They are post market, after market close, so might be able to do that. We can have a little earnings party. So thanks for watching, guys. Again, if you haven't already, hit the subscribe, hit the like. That would help me immensely. And make sure to join up on the Discord. It's completely free, and it's a good place to hang out and chat up with like-minded individuals. So yeah, thanks, guys. Hope you're all having a nice night, and see you later.